Welcome this morning to the PlayStation Livecast. I'm joined by my wonderful guest here from Psyonix, Jeremy Dunham, Director of Marketing and Communications, and Thomas Silloway, who's the project lead for Rocket League. Okay, so we're going to have some games that we're going to show in a minute, but just give our viewers at home a little bit of backstory on how Rocket League came to be.
Rocket League was actually a sequel to a game that we put out on PlayStation 3 exclusively in 2008 called Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars.
Okay, wait. Say that 5 times fast.
No, no. But it's a lot easier to say now with Rocket League. And it's basically the culmination of 7 years of listening to a community that still plays the game to this very day, telling us what they would like to see in the next iteration, and many, many years of taking that and combining with Thomas and his team's hard work of making it work and making it really fun.
That's amazing. So you guys actually had so much feedback from your fans. You're like, we need to take all this in, marinate on it, and give them back something, you know, as like a thank you.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And they deserve it, too. I mean, you can go online in the original Battle Cars right now and still find people playing the game today. That's how dedicated they are. They're very active. And they are one of the most constructive, most helpful communities I've ever seen in any game. And
wow.
It's been a big deal for the game.
High praise. That's great. Okay, so there's a lot of customizable options in this, about like a billion or so different ways you can do it, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. There's literally 10 billion ways that you can do it.
10 billion ways that you can customize these cars.
We have over 150 items that you can find in the game. And the cool thing about it is that we don't give them to you all at first. You get one for playing the game, and every time you can complete a game, win or lose, you unlock a new item. That way you have more to go after and more to play with. And we have all sorts of things. You can change the rocket boost. You can put hats on them.
You can wear a hat. That's like great. You can accessorize your car if you need to.
And we have both a mariachi hat and a sombrero. So
and you can shoot cash out the back of your car.
We have Tron-style ion trails. We also have cross-promotions with other games. We have items from Warframe and from Blacklight and from other indie games that we really like that we've put in there. Of course, the big one, you already know what the big one is.
So we have, the big announcement. You guys just announced this very recently.
Yes.
That there's a PS4 exclusive, so just for PlayStation players.
Yes.
They're going to get a special car.
Sweet Tooth. And he's really awesome. We worked very closely with Sony Santa Monica to get all the assets and the models and make sure we got them as accurate as possible.
And this comes right away, day one. No unlocking necessary, right?
So it will be unlockable. You're going to have to play through the game and fulfill a very certain set of circumstances to get them. But it's nothing overly complicated. We're curious to see if the community will figure out what we think they will. But
they're going to figure it out.
Yeah,
they're going to play it until they figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you put on your car? What's like your favorite customizable option?
My favorite options are the devil horns for the hat and the red skull on the antenna.
You're a little dark.
Yeah,
a little
bit. I like to be a little mischievous Rocket League player.
Awesome. What about you? What's your favorite thing for your car?
Definitely the horns. It's popular at our studio. A lot of people wear the horns. And I actually like to go for the cars that are all black. I like to make them as black as possible and then use our metallic paint scheme because you can actually choose what type of paint you want to use on your car and just make it pop. Have that sort of early 80s evil sort of weirdo look, car look.
I love that there's so much you can do before we haven't even started playing the game yet, and there's so much you can do that really makes it personal to how you want to play the game.
Yeah, and that's our whole philosophy for the game is we wanted people to be able to get in and play the game and have fun, whether they're winning, whether they're losing, what kind of control scheme they prefer, what kind of games they prefer. We let you completely customize your controls. You can change your field of view camera, your camera height, your camera width. We give people options so that they can enjoy the game they want to enjoy it.
That's amazing. It's like going to Cheesecake Factory and have that crazy menu that's like 1,000 pages.
Yes.
That's what this game
One
is like.
from each page, please.
Yes, I will take them all. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start playing a little bit here. Now we have teams this time. So that's actually something that you're doing that's kind of new. You have like teams, you can do logos.
Yes, so you can create your own team for season mode. And when you do that, you can go in and you create your team, you go through the regular season, you go to the playoffs, win the championship. And but in the game itself, you can play 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4. You can play 4 players on the split screen. In fact, our split screen is drop in, drop out anytime. So you can see one player here. Here comes our second player, just like that, and immediately replaces AI, and now he's in the game to play with his friends. Thomas has worked quite a bit on making sure that this is as perfect as possible.
Yeah, it's just been a challenge for sure doing split screen in a game. I think that's why a lot of games don't have split screen anymore, but we've really focused on that as one of our core features because we really feel like that brings a lot to the game. Just playing it with your friends makes the game so much more fun.
And it's available for couch co-op and online co-op as well.
And you can take the people that are co-oping on the couch and you can take them online against other people who are couch co-oping and do 4v4 split screen on 2 different locations if you want. You can do 2 players on one machine, 1 player on another, any combination that you want. We want people to be able to play each other in as many ways as possible.
That's awesome. Now, we're on a soccer field, but how much of the soccer rules are actually involved in Rocket League?
There are basically no soccer rules.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about people diving or getting penalties or anything.
Yeah,
no yellow cards, no flopping. That's good.
In fact, you can like drive super fast, go supersonic, smash into an opponent, make them explode. So it's kind of going against a few soccer rules there.
Just a couple.
The idea behind it was to take all the things that make football fun and get rid of all the stuff that slows the game down and the offsides, penalties. Just keep it simple. You need to hit the ball into the other goal, but it's all about the layers that we have on top of that. So you can jump, you can bicycle kick, you can flip, you can drive on the walls, you can fly. You can do all sorts of things that you can't do in a normal soccer/football match.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome. Now, one thing I really want to talk about, which is amazing to me, and you're going to have to explain in detail how you guys accomplish this, but this game actually allows you to play cross-play for PS4 and PC.
Yes.
Yeah. So
what?
It was a big endeavor to do that.
I'd imagine.
So we ended up doing our own matchmaking system, which allows you to everyone can just go in, matchmake, and you'll randomly get in with either PC or PS4 players. So the real benefit to it is you get into higher quality matches since we match you based off of skill and region. So you're playing with the best ping game and people that are close to your skill level.
Awesome.
So the more players you have to play with, the higher quality the match will be.
And one other thing to keep in mind is for PlayStation 4 players who don't necessarily want to play against PC players, they can choose that off. We can just say, I don't want to match with PC players, and they don't even have to worry about it if they don't want to.
Is there an option where I don't get my butt handed to me by a 10-year-old that's going to like kick me out online?
I've been looking for that option myself, to be honest with you.
If you play a private match, you can just play online with your friends. So you can just jump in there, and unless your friends are really mean, you won't get crushed.
Awesome. The graphics on this look really amazing. There's so much depth. We're actually getting a look over here, and it just, the stadiums and all the different layers of detail that go into it.
We have very dedicated teams. They're very detail-oriented. We're running this off of Unreal Engine 3, and our team as a whole has been working on the Unreal Engine pretty much since it was created. We have people that go back all the way to the early days of Epic and Unreal that are also working on our team. So they know the engine inside and out, and they do every last thing they can to make sure that the frame rate is great, that the detail is great, lighting looks great. And this is just the beginning. We have a lot of post-release plans for the game also that you're going to see beyond just what you see in the initial release.
Are there multiple stadiums too that you can choose from?
Yes.
Yep.
We have multiple stadiums on launch day. We have about seven different stadiums. Some of them have different weather going on.
Oh, cool.
But
please, can we play in the mud? I want to play in the rain and the mud. That would be insane.
Let's take a note of that one.
Right, so take notes from the fans.
The one thing that's really cool, though, that we think that, and we want to make sure that everybody knows is when we release any map in the future, post-release, we're never going to charge for them.
Wow.
So anytime we release a new arena, it will always be free. We don't believe in splitting our audience, and we want people to be able to have fun together. We will eventually have DLC that we plan to support too, and that will most likely be paid, but any arena, always free.
That's awesome, guys. That's so cool.
Thank you.
Now, you guys also are going to have a little bit of other news coming out as we get closer to the games. This game actually releases on July 7th.
Yes.
That's so close.
18 days.
No, we're not counting that.
We're not counting at all.
A little over 2 weeks, yeah. That's incredible.
Close.
So as we get closer to the launch date, keep your eyes peeled on the PlayStation.Blog. You'll get all the information about Rocket League. Thank you guys so much for stopping by the live cast today. The game looks awesome.
PlayStation